Your success in college begins by forming healthy habits that can sustain you throughout your academic career. Hopefully, you're already learning some of these, such as developing good study habits or defining healthy boundaries and strong priorities. Like good shock absorbers on our cars, these disciplines enable us to create order in the midst of life's most chaotic circumstances. So instead of being rattled by every bump life throws at us, we're able to focus on what is ahead. In the same way, spiritual habits bring order to our internal disorder. This week, I want to continue our discussion of these habits or disciplines that allow us to mature spiritually. 2 weeks ago, we looked at the importance of not just reading the Bible, but also understanding what it's saying and how it applies to our daily life. Last week, we talked about how prayer changes us and takes our personal Bible study time to the next level. Another important spiritual discipline is meditation. Now, there is a huge difference between Christian meditation and other forms of meditation. For example, some people see meditation as a process of emptying our minds or focusing on our own existence. But in contrast, the goal of biblical meditation is to fill our minds with God's word. Now, this may sound intimidating, but most of us already know how to meditate really well because we know how to worry. You see, worry is just focusing on our problems and thinking about them continuously. Instead of thinking about negative things all day, Christian meditation means we think repeatedly about God's truth. We can start meditating simply by reflecting throughout the day on what we have learned through our daily Bible studies. In the very first chapter of Psalms, we see this form of meditation celebrated as the writer describes a righteous person as someone whose delight is in the law of the Lord and who meditates on God's word day and night. Throughout the Old Testament, we find this model of focusing on God's truth in passages like Joshua 1:8, Psalm 77 and 12, as well as large portions of Psalm 119. Again, in the New Testament, Paul encourages believers to set their minds on the things of God and to think on things that are true, pure, worthy of praise. Like prayer, meditation serves to enhance our study of God's word. Charles Spurgeon described this combination of meditation and Bible study as the catalyst of his great appreciation for the scriptures. Therefore, meditation is a process by which we put our understanding into practice and our faith into action. As we grow spiritually, we find ourselves exercising these disciplines throughout our daily lives. For example, we study the Bible to understand who God is and who we are in relationship with Him. Through prayer, we acknowledge God's desire for relationship with us and our need for relationship with Him. And finally, meditation reinforces these truths in our heart and minds until we change the way we view ourselves and the way we view the world around us. As we focus and strengthen these spiritual habits, we soon discover our interaction with God becoming easier and more natural, even cultivating an environment that nurtures our faith. So rather than trying to will ourselves to do good, we realize an internal motivation to align our actions with what we believe. This is the type of faith Jesus described as a strong foundation, able to endure the storms of life. So we waste less time being driven by our emotions and more time driving them.